Do that again for me. Are we good? Yeah, go ahead. Very good. Go! Yeah, bro. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Congratulations, USC. Coxon, how did you feel when Stanford and Cal started to come back on you in the second 500, and what was your plan for the third 500?
Our plan was to go all out. We were confident, ready for that third 500.
So what was your call to the athletes during the second 500 when it looked like you were coming under a little bit of pressure?
What's the question?
What was your call to the athletes when you were coming under a little bit of pressure in the second 500?
Oh, just keep it together and know when we push. I won't tell you when we push, but when we do our move, it's going to be a big move. It's going to help us win.
And when you called that in the third 500, what response did you get from your crew?
Complete response, complete commitment. Yeah, no mind.
Okay, that seemed to work.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Port Toro, starboard's back.
Nice.
Next up, the premier men's event at this regatta, the Copley Cup Grand Final.
Down here at the starting line, all 6 crews have 4 minutes until the start of the next race, event number 74, Men's Collegiate Varsity Invitational Grand Final. Lane assignments: Lane 1, Stanford University. Lane 2, California. Lane 3, Temple University. Lane 4, Oregon State University. Lane 5, UC San Diego. Lane 6, University of Michigan.
Three minutes. Two minutes.
Less than 2 minutes until the start of this race. Once again, event number 74, Men's Collegiate Varsity Invitation All Grand Final. Still a very fair course as we look down the channel. Maybe a slight breeze coming from the shore side. All coxswains' hands are down. We should have a start here momentarily. UC San Diego bowman has his hand up, indicating that his coxswain's not pointed. His hand's down. A little sculling over there from the Golden Bears in lane 2.
Stanford.
Crews being
California. Temple. Oregon State. UC San Diego. Michigan.
Just about ready. Oregon State bowman's hands up, as is UC San Diego. Just a hint of a breeze coming from the shore side.
Attention.
Here we go.
Go.
All right. All 6 crews exploding off that starting line. A sense of controlled abandon as we go through the fractions, the upstrokes. See who's got it today. Right now it's California with a 2-seat advantage over Stanford. Then it's Temple in the 3rd spot. Oregon State, UC San Diego, and Michigan. 250 meters down, it's California and Stanford battling it out for that lead spot, with California having a 2-seat advantage. California striking the water at 40 strokes per minute. Very clean, distinct catches. Stanford's matching. Both crews, 39, 40 strokes per minute, are now separating themselves from the other 4 crews in this race. But as we approach the 500-meter mark, it's definitely the Golden Bears of California. 4 seats up on Stanford. The 3rd position, Temple University. Positions 4, 5, and 6 too close to call between Oregon State, University of San Diego, and Michigan now making a bit of a move on the outside. But it's California, your leader, just past the 500-meter mark by 4 seats.
The top men's event here at the San Diego Crew Classic, the Copley Cup, the men's collegiate varsity invitational grand final, and the lane assignment, Stanford University in lane number 1, battling it out with our current leader, the University of California, in lane number 2, followed by Temple in lane 3. That's Oregon State there in lane number 4, University of California, San Diego in 5, and Michigan making a slight move on the outside in lane number 6. And we have been served notice really in the first 250 meters that California and Stanford are going to go nose to nose.
Yes, they're the 2 form crews in this race on the basis of their heat times. Cal were outstanding yesterday. Stanford on the separation in times about a length off their pace. But the rest of the crews in this race, Temple, UC San Diego, Michigan, and Oregon State, finished so close on their heat times yesterday that we're seeing that reflected in their line across the course at the moment, just behind the Stanford and leaders Cal in this race.
Stanford and Cal got off to some open water in the very early going. Cal has continued in that vein. Michigan on the outside made a bit of a move to try to close down some of the distance. Stanford along the shoreline trying not to let Cal get out of their sights. Then we already have open water to Temple, Oregon State, and the University of California, San Diego. Fortunately for these crews, do not have the substantial wind that we have had in previous crew classics or in competition prior to this. And so they are on their own, and the elements apparently are not going to enter into the situation. The University of California, Berkeley in lane number 2, on the move, and open water back to Stanford, all the way to the outside to Michigan. Then we are looking at almost dead heat between Temple, Oregon State, and the University of California, San Diego. Cal beginning to run away and hide. Stanford beginning to ratchet up their stroke inside the 500-meter mark. Whether they'll be able to sustain that for the final 500 will probably decide whether they're going to be able to be competitive in this Copley Cup, the men's collegiate varsity invitational grand final.
Seeing a very strong performance from the usual very talented University of California crew. Stanford are hanging on to their coattails. They're really trying to get back on terms. But we're seeing a great performance from the University of Michigan out on the far side, who are taking it to the other 3 boats from Oregon State, Temple, and University of California, San Diego, to grab that 3rd spot. Great performance by Michigan, club program.
Like that. Like that. Play the one. That's drive. Drive. Quick. Quick.
Words for our coxswain trying to egg on their crew. This is California. Stanford closing along the shoreline. California and Stanford. Stanford is now closed to within 5 seats. It is Cal, Stanford on the outside, Michigan. Then comes Oregon State, University of California, San Diego, and Temple. It looks like Stanford's move is a little too late, as this is California. California in lane number 2. Looks like the apparent winner for the Copley Cup 2011 San Diego Crew Classic. It is California unofficially, Stanford in 2nd spot. Then we look back to Michigan appointing themselves very well in that 3rd position, with Oregon State in 4th position, followed by University of California, San Diego in 5, and Temple University. Take a look at the final drive, California holding off Stanford. Well, Cal and Stanford made it very clear very early that they were going to be the people to contend with in this race. Stanford stayed with them about the first 500 meters, but then California just said, see you later, and they were off. Next up, we have the women's collegiate second varsity, their grand final.